Yeah, good day guys. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys is doing amazing. Great. Today I want to share with you how you can make amazing birthday flyer exactly like this on your Android smartphone using your PixelLab. Kindly watch from beginning to the end and learn new skills. Thanks for watching. God bless you.
Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when we post new videos.
Let's start with today's tutorial.
Diko graphic skills with creativity.
Welcome back guys. As I said, I want to show you how you can make a birthday flyer on your Android smartphone using your PixelLab. So we are basically going to use a mask to concoct out some shapes and combine some elements together to achieve this particular design. You are going to learn a lot here. Kindly stay tuned, watch carefully and read the steps. So what I'm going to do right now, I want to use a bezzier first. So I'm clicking on this bezzier, then I will type 5. Just we have first point, second point, third point, fourth point. Then the next thing we are going to do is to type the fifth point. After that, click on this second, click on Bezier tools, actions, Bezier mode. Then you click on the action second one to join. After you join, then the next thing that we're going to do is to try to form the shapes exactly like this. So we are going to, here we have to adjust everything strictly. As you can see the way I'm doing this, bring this arrow out, then let this one come here. Bring the two arrow out first, position it here. After positioning, then you bring this down too. Before that, the 2 key, bring it out. After you do that, then we adjust and lay this one on the ground. We are going to lay everything on the ground. Then here we are going to adjust. You kind of adjust, position like this too. So after achieving that, we shift it up a little bit. Now we are going to do a kind of adjustment here. As you can see, we do a kind of adjustment. Here, the same thing we are going to do. We are going to do a kind of adjustment here too. This one will form something like a circle. We'll form circle at the edge here. Then this one will enter. This one will enter exactly like this. So we'll allow this one to come here so that this one will enter like this. You can actually see. So it will enter like this while this one come here. But it won't enter too much. So we're going to adjust like this. As you can see, we're going to adjust like this. So the same thing applicable to this. We won't allow it to go inside much. We are going to adjust like this. As you can see. So we are using it to form this. So this one will come down, as you can see, so that the edge here will be able to form. So you can actually see this side. This side will form the same thing. You can actually see this side as well. So we'll move it up like this, while this one will be moved up like this. So as you can see how everything is look, then from this area we'll adjust. We are going to adjust. You can see. Then here we are going to adjust. Just adjust a bit. You can actually see. Then after doing that, the next thing we are going to do is to go to our stroke. Then the opacity will be 100. We off the stroke. Then we turn on the opacity. And as you can see how it formed. So the next thing that we're going to do is to see whether we can still amend here. So we are not amending. Everything is absolutely right like this. So we're really enjoying how to look. So you can actually see it. So you see how it works. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to click I'll click OK. Click on Mark. Then after this has been achieved, I will move it inside exactly like this. Move it inside. I will move it inside like this a little bit. So after achieving that, then the next thing I'm going to do, you can actually see how it's being done. Let me rotate a bit to come to this side. So now that this has been done, you can actually see, now that this has been done, then the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go to where the color is. I will enable the color. As you can see, I will enable the color. So the color has been enabled. Then I will lock it. Now go to the bezzier. Then I will click on the bezzier mode action second to form. After that, I will rotate. You can actually see I will just rotate like this, then position it here, the two. So it has to be rotated like this. So this mouth will come together, as you can actually see. You can see how it is being achieved. So we will actually position this one here. We'll position it here. This will be actually positioned here too. So after that, we'll determine how this area will be. You can see. So we'll determine how this area will be. Cool. So we actually achieved that. Let's shift this a little bit. So now that this has been done, then we'll go to stroke and off it, and the opacity will be stroke will be off, then the opacity will be drawn. Then we can do a kind of adjustment if it is needed. We do a kind of adjustment. Now that we've done the adjustment, then the next thing that we're going to do is to go to the color and we enable the color. Good. So after I enable the color, we send it to the back. So good. So now that this one is already go to the back, as you can see, so this has gone to the back. Then the next thing that we're going to do after this is to we are going to lock this as well. Then we are going to copy this. After copy, we'll go to our shadow, very simple. Then we increase the blur radius to 20. The X, you can actually see it. Then Y should go like this. As you can see, the Y should go like this. So after that, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to copy. We're going to apply. Let's give it a color. The color we're going to give will be this. So we click OK. So after that, we are going to add any object together with this to be able to cut out the shadow. So we added it. Then after that, we are going to cut out some shadow here using our mask. So the mask will be able to help us to cut out some shadow, very little one. So cutting it out, we click OK. That one will give us the avenue to be able to position this here, as you can see. So this one will come under this. So it will come out. You can actually see. Good. So now that this has been like this, then the next thing we can do a kind of adjustment to this by hiding the two. So we lock it. Then we can actually click on we click on this, then click on this. Now that we've done that, then the next thing we will do is to bring this to this area, the mouth. We want to form the mouth. So you can actually come here, why this will come here. You can actually see. So after that, we do the same thing here. You can actually see, very cool. So we can do a little adjustment here. You can see will be a little adjustment exactly like this. So yeah, we are going to do the same thing. So this is actually cool. So after we are able to achieve that, then we can a little bit increase the size, position properly to make sure that it actually fits in. And if it doesn't fit in, then we can just position. Then we are going to adjust the second shape. So this one will be here, then we'll lock. Then after that, this shape are going to go there exactly like this, to make sure that everything really actually rhymes. If it doesn't rhyme, no problem. Then we can go to our stroke. You can see, bezzier, to adjust this as well to make it really plump. So it still remains small. So we'll adjust to make it okay. So let's look at how it is. So let's look at it. So it's actually okay like this. It's fine actually okay like this. Then we can do a kind of adjustment here, but we'll make sure that everything really actually plumb here. And if possible, we can give this different color for us to be able to see clearly. So this one will give us an avenue to be able to see how it can be placed. You can actually see. So it's really okay like this. Let's move on and see how let me adjust this a bit. So you can actually see how it form. Let's turn back this. So it's cool like this. Let's leave it as like this way. Then the next thing that we're going to do after that is to erase this. Then why we are going to copy this. So yeah, we'll copy. Then after that, we apply color to this. Let's apply color. It has been applied. Then we'll position this very well here. Let's position it well. So after we are positioned it, we'll go to our mask. We want to a kind of a form a shadow here. Then we'll rotate like this. We'll move it like this and rotate. So after rotate, just click OK and you move it exactly like this. After moving it, then the next thing that we're going to do is to click on Out. Click OK. Now go to the shadow, apply the shadow as we did in the previous one. Then the mask, offset X. Then let it come down like this. You can actually see the radius can still be reduced. You get it. So let's just make sure that there's something under that. Then after that, the next thing to do is to go to the color, apply the color. Now that we apply the color, then when we apply that color, we apply another color, we apply this color, then we can make it to come down. It will be under this. Are you getting it? So now that it's under this, then we are going to proceed. We'll lock it. Now we are going to copy these shapes. We apply the same process by go to our shadow, increase it to something like 20, increase our offset, then our offset X and Y. We increase, reduce this a little bit. Now what we're going to do to make everything plumb, we are going to go to we are going to add anything to this. Add anything to it, for instance. Then we'll go to we add something to it like this. Then we'll go to our mask. As you can see, we'll go to the mask and go to the mask. Then we'll cut out some parts. As you can see, we'll cut out some parts exactly like this. You can see cut out. Then we'll bring it here. We'll make sure that it stay around here. Then we'll move it down. You see, move it down. So to actually form, you can actually see it. Then we can move it in a little bit. Good. Then what we're going to do next is to copy. After copy, we return back to mask. Then off it, on it. Then we are going to move. We're going to move. You can see we're going to move this. So now that this has been done, we click OK and we'll position this like that. So let's adjust this and see whether it will actually work. So let's go to let's do it this way. No, this way. Yes. So after that, let's rotate like this. Then it will actually be placed here. Now move it back. Good. Everything really plumb, as you can see. So now what I'm going to do next is to do a kind of adjustment. We are going to adjust very well to make sure everything right. So now that I've done that, then the next thing, let's just proceed and see how everything works. We are going to form something here. As you can see, we are going to form this. Make sure that this actually cover this area. Go to opacity and reduce the opacity for you to be able to see clearly. Increase the size and let the mouth rhyme. Let the mouth rhyme. Continue increasing until you achieve that. We have to achieve that until when we're able to achieve that, and which I've done. I've already achieved this. So I've achieved that. Now that I'm achieved that, I'll click OK. Now I'll give it a different color. So let's go there. I give it this color. Now I'm going to copy. After copy, I will reduce. Then go to the shape and give it this kind of a color. Now I'm going to do a kind of an adjustment here. As you can see what I'm doing. So you can actually increase the size to look exactly like this. So, and this time around we are going to increase the size that will so let's reduce, let's reduce the size, or let's delete this. Then we'll go to this mask. Let's see whether mask can work it out. Then we click OK. Okay. Then we reduce the size. Click OK. Go back to mask. Then let's move it. Then we'll go to rotation. Let's rotate. So when we rotate, we'll move it to one side, as you can see. Click OK. Then we'll move it to one side, as you can see. We'll move the other side like this. Then we'll actually use this to cut out the way I'm doing. This one will come here, as you can see. What the work of this one will cut out too. Very good. You can see. Then you can use it to cut out this as well. Move this one in a little bit. You can see. So after that, this one can go in. Then you can see, without stretching ourselves, we can actually achieve that by use this to cut out. Now click OK. Now that we click OK, then we can go to color, select the kind of a background that we want to use. So let me go to PixelLab. Let's go to PixelLab. So we'll go to PixelLab. You should be able to see a kind of a background to use here. I think I've seen one. So click OK on this. Then we increase the size, use the relative position, then we send it to the back. Send it to the back. Then we can lock everything. So now that we send it to the back, then the next thing that we're going to do is to bring the shapes. We send it to the back. The shape will come front. We can actually send this to the back as well. As you can see, this is what we're going to do, a kind of extra work. So we'll send it to the back. Then this will also be coming up. Yeah, cool. It's in cool. So we can actually move this one down a little bit. Yeah. Good. So that everything will come plumb. So now that we've done that, we can actually click OK. So now you see what we're able to form with that. Then you can see I just make it to look realistic by applying a shadow into that. So very cool. I just try to make it look more realistic. So now that I've done that and we form our shapes, then the next thing that we're going to do is to finish the design. So it's actually cool like this. So now what we're going to do next is to lock everything. So let's lock everything. Then after locking it, then what we are going to do next is to go and select the kind of images that we want to use. So I'm going to web the images. So I've seen the image I want to use. So I'll make it face this place. So after that, I'll position it here, as you can see. Now I will reduce the size. Fade it like this. Go to the mask and apply. Use your mask perfectly here, so you can see what I'm doing. Use the mask perfectly. So let's use the mask perfectly. So now enable. Now that we've done that, we click OK. We'll go back to the opacity increase. Then we send this back. We're going to send it back. Good. Sorry. We send it back everything. Cool. Everything is actually plumb like this, as you can see. Then we'll bring it back exactly like this. So let it go up a bit. It can come down a bit. Cool. So now that we're able to do that, then the next thing that we're going to do is to we'll lock everything, including this. So let's see whether we can do a kind of adjustment to this. If we can do a kind of adjustment to this, to make it more off. It's actually cool like this. So the next thing that we're going to do after locking everything is to go on with our write-up. So let's type happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So you can say I'm going to use happy birthday. So I'm going to use let's say Sparta. Or let me use another font entirely. Like let's look at this. Or this. So let's use this font. Click bold to bold it. Now that I've done that, then the next thing I'm going to do is to go to stroke. I'll go to stroke, then enable the gradient. So you can actually see I will increase the size a bit, which is actually okay. So now that I've done that, or I should go to 3D, enable oblique, has to be cancelled. Then I won't dark so much. I will rotate, cancel. Okay, it actually plumb. Let's see. Depth should be like 3. Gradient, color no. And maybe intrusion stroke no. So it actually plumb like this. Then we can apply shadow. Let apply shadow. And the shadow should be like this or this. So the shadow should be like this or black. So we reduce the size like this. Reduce the size. So it's actually cool. Now that we've done that, then the next thing to do is to position it well. Now, what other things are we going to do? We have to go to our gallery and import other materials to use. So like for instance, let me go to my document. So here I want to, I've seen some of it. So so we are going to use this. Then we are going to apply a white color. Then we increase the size and position it here. You can actually reduce, then position it here. Now we use an opacity to reduce the brightness. So you can actually say we can actually lock them. Now that we've done that, then the next thing to do is to return back there and choose other materials. Something like this. Then we'll go to erase color. We are going to erase it. Then we rotate it like this, reduce the size, then position it here. You can still reduce the size by positioning it here. So after done that, then the next thing to do is to apply the color to it, which we are going to do by applying this. Now let's see whether this we can work. No, we're applying this. So it means automatically the color doesn't remove very well. So we can do a kind of adjustment to make sure that everything really work. One, no. So it doesn't work. So what can we do to achieve that? What we can do is very small. We are going to go back and reselect another so in selecting another pattern, we are going to use this. Then we crop. So after cropping, we increase the size, go to the shape, apply the shape here, which you can actually see here. So now position that here. Then the next thing that we're going to do is to go to the shape, opacity is 0, stroke will be like this. So after that, what we're going to do next is to reduce the stroke to something like 5. Then we'll go to color combination, we apply exactly like this. We'll come here and apply. Now that we've applied that, we click OK. Now we can go back radius like this. Then we'll go to the color, select the kind of color that we want to use exactly like this. Then we'll go to inner shadow, then we'll apply, but then that we will select white color to it. As you can see, we can increase like this. So after that, we'll position this here. Let's position it here. Then we are going to apply shadow into it. We are going to apply a little shadow. Then after applying the shadow, we'll go and reduce like this. That will be there. Then the next thing we're going to do next is to go to shape and text and type 25th May. So as you can see, now that we've done that, we go to our text, then we select the kind of a text that we want to use. Let's say we want to use Merryweather. Then we see a text that go with a Merryweather. Let's select this. Then after that, we give it a black color. Give it a black color. Then we can actually reduce the size. Go to the boldness and bold it if necessary. Then we'll position it here. We can go to justification and justify and increase the size if necessary. Then after doing that, make sure you position them very well. Good. So now that one has been solved. Then the rest thing that we're going to do after position this here, even we can actually position this here, then we'll know the next thing to do there. So after that, then we'll go to our shapes, go to our gallery, then we import other layers. So let's be looking at other layers. So like for instance, I'm using this. So using it will be around here, as you can see. So I'm using this. Then after that, I'm going to the text, as you can see, by copy this and type solar. Good. So I'm position it here. You can actually see what I did there. But before that, I want to try to do something. Maybe I can apply a color to this to make it work. You can actually see. Maybe I can apply a color. Then I will just position like this to make it work. Then after that, which can work, I getting it. So which it means we are applying this. So let's adjust position well. So we're going here and type Olushola. So we are going to position well. Then after that, we are going to apply this. Cool. So now that has been done, we are going to this copy. Then we edit. On this day, a queen was born. So it won't be like that. It'll be on this day. On this day, you can see a king was born. You can actually say on this day a king was born. So after that, we have already justified. We are going to apply white color. We'll apply white color. Then after applying the white color, we are going to reduce the size. Then position it under this, but we'll make it to be big in a little bit. We'll cancel the boldness. Then we'll bring this closer a little bit. Then you can actually see that we can give more space. Then we'll allow it to be at one corner of this. You can actually see. So then we'll give a space in between. So now that we've done that, so we're actually through with everything. So we are going to go to our gallery, bring all that design to make sure that everything actually plumb. So I'm going right there. Good. So I actually found one. So now this we are going to be positioned here, as you can see, but it's going to be cut out. So we are going to the color, then we apply the color, as you can see. So after applying the color, then we'll go to the gallery. So we're going to do it this way. So we increase the size. So we click on back. Now we'll go back and bring it up. So that one done. We copy. After copy, then we rotate. After rotate, that one will be here. After putting in there, we lock the two. Let's lock this as well. Then we can actually bring this. Sorry. We can actually bring this out. Sorry. So we'll bring this out and position it here. So this is actually cool. And The next thing that we're going to do next is very simple. We're going back to our gallery. As you can see, going back to our gallery, then we're going to import this. We are going to import this. Yeah. So we import this and position it here. Then we are giving it different color, gradient color like this. So it has to be here. You can actually see. So this is cool. So this is how you can actually make a kind of a birthday flyer on your Android smartphone using your PixelLab. Very, very simple. You can actually carve out the shapes and use it to form any kind of design you really wanted. I believe and I hope this is actually helpful. Thanks for watching. God bless you. So you can have it saved as an ultra. Save it as ultra. Very simple.